All right, guys, so we're really going to dig in now and start to get content in order for our website and proper content, because when you take on a new client, even if they have an existing website, chances are pretty good that if they're not ranking, they probably don't have very good content on their site, at least not in the way it should be. So you've already done your keyword or niche research and you have a list of everything that you want to rank for. And let's just pretend that we wanted to rank for emergency dental care Milwaukee. Let's just say that that is what we're going for. So what I would start by doing is I would start by creating that page. So let's just go to the dashboard of the WordPress site and let's create that page. So we're going to come to pages, we're going to do add new. You could do a post if you want. I normally just for business pages like to do pages. So that's what we're going to do. The difference between a post and a page is a post is more like a blog. So it'll continue, like they'll show one blog post, show the next, show the next. But with a website, you know, you have pages like an About Us page, a Contact Us page. So that's kind of how I like to do it, because to me it feels more like a business if it has pages, and we can use the blog for other things later on if we wanted to. Like if we wanted to start adding content in about different things like the city that they're based in, stuff like that. You know, we could start adding that in the blog and create blog posts just to kind of add more relevancy to the site. But for the purpose of ranking and for our keywords, I normally just like to go with pages. So we're going to start off by entering in the title of our page up here. So Emergency Dental Care Milwaukee. And what we're going to do is we're going to let that save up there, and we're going to take a look at the permalink structure, because this is one of the most important things. So the most important thing is that your keyword is in the permalink structure, just like you see here, Emergency Dental Care Milwaukee. And where there's spaces, there should be hyphens, so just like you see it. Now, if you were to name your article something different, like how to find an emergency dental care clinic in Milwaukee or something like that, as long as it's already saved, it won't change that. You can come in and hit edit anytime you need to as well if you need to change this so that it's your keyword. But the important part is to make sure that your keyword is somewhere in the title, like mine is right now. Even though it's not exact, it's still in the title. And to make sure it is exact, though, in the permalink. Now, remember I said when we structured the permalink under settings and under general that we did it this way so that it didn't have all those p equals, you know, 1, 2, 3 random strings of numbers. That's why we did this. Now, there's one other thing to note about the permalink, and that is your geo modifier. When I say geo modifier, I mean the location that you're targeting. In my case, my location is Milwaukee, and it's right here. If I were to have my site named MilwaukeeDentist.com, there wouldn't really be a need for me to include the geo modifier at the end again, because it would have already been here. It would have been, you know, MilwaukeeDentist.com/emergency dental care, right? I would have already had Milwaukee in there. But since my site is, you know, iampauljames.com, I don't have the Milwaukee modifier in my domain name, so I'm including it in the permalink. So I hope that that makes sense. Basically, what I'm saying is include your geo modifier in your permalink, like right here, if it's not in your root domain already, which it's not in my case. And if it is in your root domain already, then you don't have to put the geo modifier. You could just put emergency dental care. Okay, great. So I'm going to go ahead and publish that so that we can save those changes. And we're ready to kind of start putting together our content now for the page, which is going to go right here. But before we can do that, we have to know what to write about. And of course, we're going to write about emergency dental care in Milwaukee. But that being said, there are some things that we need to research to create what's called relevancy, topical relevancy, meaning that we want Google to be 100% sure that our page is indeed about emergency dental care Milwaukee. So the best way to do that is to actually go to Google and find out what they consider relevant to this topic. So we're going to go to Google and we're going to search for our keyword again. And actually right there, what I just did when I did that, all of this stuff that pops up, you should note these keywords down. Okay, now they're not going to be really for ranking. That's not why we're noting them down. But instead what they're going to be for is for topical relevancy. So We can note those down, and then also when we search, we can also note these ones down as well at the bottom, and there might be some crossover. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of write these down here. So we've got emergency dental Milwaukee WI, emergency dental Milwaukee West Allis WI, 24-hour dental emergency Milwaukee WI, emergency dental West Allis, emergency dentist Milwaukee State Insurance, Milwaukee dentist open Saturday, and you get the point. Write down as many as you can that pop up for the keyword that you're trying to rank for. And what you want to do is you want to try to weave these into your content as you're writing your article. Now you don't want to just go and add these as a list or something to the bottom of your site, because that's not what you want to do. You want to actually write an article that is 300 to 500 words on your topic, emergency dental care Milwaukee, and then weave these related keywords into the article somehow. And if you can weave those in somehow, what's going to happen is Google is going to consider you relevant to this key phrase, and that can sometimes really be enough to get you ranked, along with a couple of other things. So I'm going to go and I'm going to try to come up with an article. I'll pause the video and then I will come back and read you kind of what I came up with so that you can get a good example of what it should look like. All right, guys, so I'm back. I've got the article complete. I want to run through it with you, and then I want to get into the optimization process. So it's really important to try and get all of those keywords in there, all of the ones that were topically relevant. You can see I've gone through and kind of put them here. Let's actually move this window somewhere over there and then move this over so that we can look at those as we read through them. So remember, we're focused on these ones, so I'll highlight that, and we're focused on this one. Okay, so the article is Emergency Dental Care Milwaukee Dentist at Care. So I've got my keyword in right there at the top, and this is going to be an H1 tag as well, automatically via WordPress. And I want you to understand what that means. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to right click the page here, and I'm going to hit view page source, and we're going to scroll down to the top of that article so that I can show you in the code what that looks like. And you don't really have to understand this part, but I just want to show you. So right here where I'm highlighting is here, see how that says H1 class, and then over here also says H1? And H1 stands for a heading 1 tag. And then what I've done is I've put other ones in heading 2 tags, and then heading 3 tag, and heading 4 tag. What these heading tags are is they're style tags that have to do with the HTML. And WordPress lets you do this by just highlighting it and then selecting right here to make it a heading 2, or like this one, for example, selecting here to make it a heading 3. So I've kind of already done that. I've broken that up. I didn't have to select this one to make it a heading 1, because whatever you put in the title of the article, WordPress will automatically make it a heading 1. So you want your main keyword, which in this case was Emergency Dental Care Milwaukee, to be in your heading 1 or in your article's title. Okay, so that's done. So we go into the article and I say, we know that truth trouble doesn't always hit us at the best times, which is why we are proud to say that we are a Milwaukee dentist open Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so check this out. Milwaukee dentist open Saturday and Sunday. So right here where I'm kind of like highlighting my mouse, I hit one of my keywords there. Now what I also like to do with these random keywords is I like to, not only do I like to put them in heading tags, but I like to also bold, italicize, and underline some of them. So let's go ahead and bold that one. What this does is this sends a strong signal to Google that this is an important phrase on our website. And it is indeed important because it's one of our keywords that's going to signal to Google that we're topically relevant for emergency dental care. Okay, if you have an emergency, whether it be a cracked tooth, cavity, pain, or infection, we are here to help you get back to a pain-free life. We are an emergency dentist that accepts Milwaukee State Insurance. Okay, boom, that's right here. That's the line 18 on my spreadsheet. another keyword that helps make us topically relevant, and I've put that into an H2 tag, so I'm not going to worry about bolding or italicizing that one. We won't turn you away when emergency strikes. Instead, if we can't accept your insurance, we will happily work out a payment plan that fits your financial budget. Emergency dental issues in Milwaukee and West Dallas, Wisconsin are actually pretty common. Okay, I hit another one here. Emergency dental issues in Milwaukee and West Dallas, Wisconsin. So line 15. Let's go ahead and do something with that. Now I did switch it up slightly because I added the word in and I put in and in between. That's okay. I'd rather have the keyword be just a little bit off than sound like a robot wrote it. So emergency dental issues in Milwaukee and West Dallas WI are actually pretty common. So I italicize that one. Unfortunately, we can't always schedule when our tooth decides that they are going to give us trouble, but we can, however, be here for you to correct the issue as fast as possible. 24-hour dental emergency services in Wisconsin. So here I did kind of a list thing just to kind of help add in extra content to break it up a little bit, makes it a little bit easier on the eyes, and it also helps highlight some of the different dental emergencies, which can help, you know, with topical relevancy. And look at your competition, what they're doing. If you're having trouble coming up with like a list of things, I just went and I looked up what kind of different emergency dental services are out there, and I found this list of, you know, like toothaches, broken teeth, broken bones, lip and tongue bites. So that's how I came up with that list. Now, right here, 24-hour emergency services in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's this one right here, line 16, 24-hour dental emergency, Milwaukee, WI. Obviously, I switched it up a little bit by adding in services and then adding in the word in. Okay, I'd rather have it sound not written by a robot if I have to vary the keyword just a little bit. Okay, so there's all that. Don't deal with pain and suffering from dental emergency. Instead, try and keep the area from having further issues and then call us right away so that we can help you solve the problem today. Okay, and then here we got an H4 tag. Again, that was selected up here. If you're looking for an emergency dental clinic in West Dallas, boom, there's that keyword right here, 17. So I put clinic in there and in because I wanted to make it sound like English. But yeah, that was in an H4 tag. A lot of patients who have dealt with common dental emergencies ask us what they can do until they're able to see a dentist for any sort of blah, blah, blah. So I kind of just go into like more things. And then at the end here, if an emergency dental care situation in Milwaukee arises. So that's this, emergency dental care, our main keyword. I like to always end with our main keyword again, emergency dental care Milwaukee. Little bit varied, because it says situation. That's all right. We're going to underline that. WordPress doesn't have the underline function, I don't think, anymore. So you have to highlight it and then just press Control U on your keyboard or Command U if you're on a Mac, and that will underline it. And of course, on this page now, I'm going to update that with all of the changes we've made. On this page, it's important that you put phone numbers and call to actions through here so that they know how to reach you when they find your page. But this is how you would actually optimize. Now, we're going to do a few more things in this video as well. One of which is we're going to add in a photo. Okay, so I like to get my photos from stock photo sites. Pixabay.com is a free stock photo site. Deposit Photos is a paid photo site. Typically going to have a little bit better photos. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to download one of these photos here. I'll just download a medium size. Now before we upload this, we're actually going to change the file name. So download your photo, and then what I want you to do is I want you to grab the keyword, the main keyword that you're trying to rank for, and rename the file name. On Mac, you can just click it and delete it. On a Windows PC, I think you have to right click and hit properties or something like that to rename files. But delete the spaces in between each of the words, and instead of spaces, put hyphens, kind of like what happens on your permalink structure. That way it just looks better and it'll flow better. So let's go back to the site and let's add in that photo somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and put it right here because I think that'll help break it up. So we're going to put our cursor there, we're going to hit add media, and we're going to drag in that file. Now here's something else we're also going to do. After it uploads, we're going to name the alt text the same as our keyword. So Emergency Dental Care Milwaukee. And we're also going to name the title that. And in the description, what we're going to do is we're going to put the citation. So this would be the name of the business, the address of the business, and the phone number of the business. This is another place where you can put a citation. So I'm going to go ahead and just put Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And you can also put in the zip code here as well, which is obviously going to be part of the citation. But since I don't really have a company here, I'm just doing this on a test site, I'll just go ahead and put the city, state, and zip code. Okay, so that's good. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to link this URL to the home page. So just link this straight to your home page. Do a custom link and link it straight over to your home page like that. And we'll go ahead and we'll insert that. I'm going to align it to the left and we'll insert that into the page. Okay, great. So we've got an image on the page, and by doing that, you've just optimized it even further, which is great. Okay, next up, what we can do is we want to add a link back to the home page with one of the keywords. So find one of the keywords that you can link back to. I'm going to actually go with this one right here at the bottom. So the one that I initially underlined, I'm going to go ahead and edit that, and that's going to go back to the home page as well. Okay, which is good because that's going to create your page and interlink it together. And it's kind of like backlinking internally on your website, much like other websites link back to you. Well, you're kind of doing the same thing here. You're linking back to your website from your own website, which is good. So you want to do that too. The other thing that I like to do, and I'm going to update the changes, is I like to link out to anything that is high authority that is relevant to this. So for a dentist, high authority things might be like different certifications that they have, different licenses that they have, and that can be helpful because it can show even more to Google that you're very, very relevant and that you're an authority figure on this stuff. So we might link out to the American Dental Association or the Accreditation Association for Ambulatory Healthcare. So we might just add in some lines here somewhere. It is important to find a dentist that is, let's see what this is called. We'll just say AAHC certified. And also a member of the American Dental Association. So we'll just do that. So we're going to link this one over to the AAHC website, and then oops, I didn't save it. Let's redo that. And then we're going to link this one over to the American Dental Association. Perfect. Okay, we're going to update that. So that is looking really good, guys. And the other thing that you can do as well is you could make a YouTube video and you could put your YouTube video on this page too, which also is very, very powerful. I'm not going to do that because I don't have a YouTube video created, but I would highly recommend it as well. Usually an image is good enough, but a YouTube video certainly can't hurt either. Okay, and if you remember back to our HVAC example, we found this company who was trying to rank for many different areas. And some of the things that they did, which was really smart, if you remember, was they put these driving directions on their page, which is super smart. And they also embedded a Google map as well. This is a very, very good idea to do. I recommend that you do this too, especially if you're like going for that geo relevancy and you're trying to really make Google think, hey, I am relevant in this specific area, so Google, show me in this specific area. That's the signal that you're sending back to them. So it'd be really smart at the bottom of your page somewhere to enter in these driving direction details wherever you want. And the other thing that I like to do, I'll just show you an example. So we'll say, to get to our Milwaukee location, you will want to take I-94 east, then head to I-43 northbound and get off on the North Avenue exit. We are 5 miles east of the freeway on the left. Okay, so just simple driving instructions. And this is what I like to do as well. For specific instructions from your location, get driving directions. And here's what you want to do. Go over to Google Maps, so google.com/maps, type in your address, your client's address. I'm just going to do Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And then what you want to do is you want to hit this share button here. And for the link, don't do the short URL, just do the full link. Copy that and paste that on your Get Driving Directions link, just like that. And then we're going to go to the text side of things over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to embed this map. So hit the embed map and choose the size you want. We'll just do the small one, and we'll copy this code here and we'll paste it here. And we'll update that. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at that now. We'll refresh the page. All right, there we have it. So this is how I would go about really optimizing a page just about perfectly, other than putting in that YouTube video. Okay, now let's talk about the Yoast SEO plugin that I had you install. Now they give you the option to enter in the focus keyword, but it's really programmed to look for the keyword in the exact order of emergency dental care Milwaukee, which isn't always super helpful because that would kind of sound like a robot if you just put that in a bunch of times. But instead, what I really like to use this plugin for is to edit the metadata of the website, which is what shows up in Google. So this right here. So what I like to do is I like to go here and I like to edit the SEO title to be my keyword. I'm going to put emergency dental care Milwaukee, which is my keyword, 24-hour service. And if you want, you could put a phone number in there. Otherwise, you can put the phone number into the meta description. For the slug, we're just going to make that emergency dental care Milwaukee, which we already talked about up here. We'll just go ahead and confirm that. And then for the meta description, we're going to also include the keyword again. So here's what I did. Emergency dental care in Milwaukee is never a pleasant service to need, but we are here to help, ease your mind and help. Call us, and then the phone number. So nice call to action there. And that's it, guys. We'll go ahead and update that. This is done. This is how you fully optimize your on-page stuff. And I recommend that you go through your spreadsheet of all of your keywords, and you do this with all of your keywords. So you do the same thing for Dentist Milwaukee. Go and find all of the topically relevant keywords and then write an entire page based on that. And I know it takes some time, but I'm telling you guys, this is a strategy that's really going to work for you. And when combined with everything else, you're going to see great results. So it's definitely worth it. All right, guys, there you have it. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.